Guys, I got some terrible news. This is like...
Let's see what we got here. What kind of terrible news?
Guys, I got some terrible news. This is like terrifying, terrible stuff, okay? Little Kribo is still mad. He says that what we've all done regarding voice actors
Big mad?
Inexcusable.
Terrible mad?
It's inexcusable, guys.
How mad?
This is related to what we talked about yesterday
So
regarding
mad he wants to
Hoyoverse
rip out his
recasting
eyes?
a number of voice actors. Oh, we'll definitely take a look at what he has to say to all of us, but on the bright side, there is some good news. Do you remember yesterday when I addressed this whole feet comment controversy thing? And I was like, you know what? Fine, I see you guys. You can get what you want. Well, a very talented artist by the name of Shihiro, who actually I think is right there in the comments. This is Shihiro, isn't it? Wow, caught red-handed, Shihiro. Within hours of me addressing this controversy, Shihiro had actually made art of me showing feet. Yeah, like insanely impressive speed. Never underestimate the artists on the internet. I've made a mistake.
Added this in the post-production because I just finished the video and then I went to Twitter where it was sent another feet art. This time from Tier. So also shout out to Cat Tur.
It's a grave mistake, but I've paid the price for it.
What the hell
So, yeah,
are you
sounds like there's
doing,
actually
Hero
a lot of
Hey?
you guys who are
What are you
happy to see
doing?
this, so that art can be found on my VTuber Twitter account, which I'll once again pin in the comment of this video.
Are you one of
And I
those
actually got a
weirdos
tweet
now?
This morning that I saw this morning from someone who it sounds like there might be,
do we
like,
need
more
to
art coming. So yay for you guys
Do we-
that wanted
do we
this.
need
In the next chapter of this video, we move on to the all-consuming rage of Little Kuribo. And it begins with this blue sky post from Sean Laraway, who says, according the Hoyoverse website, Zenless Zone Zero's 1.7 update has replaced the English voice actors for Kaleda, Grace, and Rena. Once again, referring to the news that we discussed yesterday. Little Kribo saying, these actors deserved better. But he said more than that, because he went on to say this. On a certain subreddit, they're happy about this.
I was about to say
Hoyo
the
had no
word,
choice.
but
Being happy
then
about
again, it
striking
probably
actors getting
might
fired
not be
is
a good idea to
inexcusably
say.
messed up. Hoyo
Because
always
it's gonna
had a
be an
choice.
Italian.
The anger in their responses continues.
Might
We
not
first
be a
got this
nice
response
thing
from
to
Clawmaster.
say.
Who is Clawmaster? Let's see. Edited for various VTubers, field reporter for VTuber
I
News
mean, I
Drop,
could say
editor
the other
for
thing in
Off-High
French.
Expo, and manages
What was
Play
it called?
Skullgirls.gg. Clawmaster saying
Monique
this.
Benthemere.
At this point, I'm just convinced that most fans of Hoyo don't care about anyone but the product
Those people
itself.
can
They can
Monique
get AI to
Benthemere.
replace not just English actors, but everyone else, and they will still celebrate it. Very incel
Ian
behavior. Oh wow,
Benthemere,
this guy
sorry.
calling everyone an incel, that sure means a lot, buddy. Very original. And we have of course seen other SAG-AFTRA bootlickers making similar arguments about, oh, they're trying to replace us all with AI. And it's like, y'all just got replaced by humans. The 3 VAs who got replaced by humans. Jacob Takanashi replacing John Patton-Wad. That's
Or
also
they
human.
need to
We're going to
fill
break away
themselves
from that
with
thread though,
more
because I want to show you some responses from other voice actors. For example, we've got VA Sean Laraway here saying, it is absolutely not okay to celebrate striking actors getting replaced just so you can have your gotcha game waifus voiced. This didn't have to happen. This should not have been inevitable. Thanos moment. Hoyoverse is wrong to replace striking actors. Oh, look at this one. We've got Kaiser Neko. And look at the response here down below. You know this is going to be a good one. They start getting all mad at gamers. So, Kaiser Neko says, in response to Sean Laraway, actually, it's a different Sean Laraway post, isn't it? Let's read this one first, and we'll come back to Kaiser Neko. So, Sean Laraway says here, mind you, the voice actors who were replaced on Zenless Zone Zero never said anything against Hoyoverse. They were just holding the line, yet the fandom is cheering for their recast anyway. So about that, well, this is my video from yesterday talking about the 3 VAs who got replaced. That's why you can hear my audio, but I'm not moving here because this is from yesterday's recording as I talk over it right now in real time. But this will be really quick, just some examples of how those VAs were actually signal boosting the strike. For example, retweeting Koi Dao here and Kelsey Jaffer advocating for the strike. Then we had Chelsea Kwoka also retweeting SAG-AFTRA and Daenerys where they were trying to get Hoyoverse to sign their agreements. And finally, we also had Crystal Lee also retweeting that thread from Koi Dao, which was very clearly advocating for the strike. Crystal Lee had also retweeted a post from Courtney Lynn responding to the statement from John Patton-Wad about being replaced by Jacob Takanashi, in which Courtney Lynn seemed to be making negative implications about Jacob Takanashi and any VAs who would go against their strike. But yeah, That's just stuff I found within seconds of scrolling on the 3VA's Twitter accounts. 3VA's once again got replaced yesterday, or that we got the news of being replaced yesterday.
I am surprised he's putting
So when Sean Larway is saying that,
this,
they never said anything against Hoyoverse, they were just holding the line.
Just reading
this
all
seems
this
like yet
dumb
another
shit
example
from
of
these
these VAs
people.
trying to be manipulative with their semantical arguments here. Because while they may not have directly said anything against Hoyoverse, they were very clearly doing more than holding the line too. They were actively getting involved in boosting the strike against Hoyoverse. And again, that's just what I found
they were supporting the strike against their fucking
there could have been more stuff too,
against their
see.
job.
The entertainment continues as this person responds to Sean Larway, and we actually got Paimon VA Karina here.
It's a little weird,
oh my
isn't it?
gosh, let's see. So this person
Look,
says,
I
doubt
understand
it will happen, but
that
I really
people
hope that
have
in the
like
future,
their
these fans
opinions
will look back
outside
in
of work,
embarrassment
but
that
at the
they
same
supported a
time you're
multi-billion
working
dollar
for this
company over the
company.
rights of workers.
How the
all because
fuck
they
are
were
you gonna
upset that their
fucking do
favorite game
this?
was not fully voiced in English. So
how are you gonna talk shit about the company on the social media
that it's pretty crazy that
and then
your click is
and then you're gonna go back to work like nothing ever happened?
The corporation over y'all. This is something that we've all already talked about and addressed, and it only makes you guys look worse. And it's not simply because we want the game to be voiced in English. It's because y'all were misleading people. You were like trying to manipulate people, trying to act like you were entitled to the public supporting you without question. And then when people were simply asking questions on the Reddit AMAs, for example, that some of these VAs posted, the VAs like went radio silent or got mad or start going to Blue Sky and like trying to get the Reddit shut down, etc., etc. All the stuff we've been covering over like the last month now. Anyways, Karina then says, it's really crazy to me because a lot of these same people told me for years that the English dub sucks and they play it in other languages. We must have been really good if they cared so much that the
Karina needs to shut the fuck up. Her Paimon is the worst Paimon known to man. The EN side of fucking Hoyoverse Paimon should just get this fucking gun and just and just fucking deep throat it and make sure to shoot it to the fucking brain.
These VAs and their supporters have been getting so much criticism. Sorry. There's so many issues that people have with their actions.
I just hate that fucking voice.
Like
it makes me want to fucking
kill
myself.
They're just constantly like deflecting and being completely tone deaf.
Makes me want to fucking punch that piece of shit
all agree with each other. It's pathetic. Look at this final comment here. I find it especially frustrating watching how closely this phenomenon resembles the same trajectory we saw in online spaces during the 2016 to 2018 era.
Oh, here we go.
Where the alt-right mass radicalization, where the alt-right mass radicalized teens and young adults on both social and economic issues.
Here we go.
Guys, we're not in the wrong here for being toxic
people.
Oh no,
the alt-right is coming.
For lying about our strike and trying to get the whole internet to support us without
question. Is coming with their
alt-right
team.
What a bunch of lunatics. Okay, so do you remember when Sean Larway was like,
as soon as I saw the alt-right, I had to fucking bring
anything is Hoyoverse, blah, 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 all that stuff we already talked about. Well, now we'll go back to Kaiser Neko's response to Sean Larway, responding to that tweet, or that post rather, where he says, if you're cheering the recast of striking workers, then I genuinely despise you. Oh no, guys, what are we going to do? Kaiser Neko despises us. It's so terrible. Anyways, this person then says, is there a pit we can throw hardcore gamers into? We need a pit to throw these bigots into. Oh yeah, calling out a bunch of manipulative line people. That's just so bigoted. It's so
why
would
hardcore gamers fight with each other?
Checking the Genshin subreddits, and they're all dogpiling the striking actors.
If anything, we should throw you guys in a pit.
It's disgusting how badly they treat their VAs. Well, you know what? It's funny because I've seen the fandom praising a number of the VAs who are not getting involved in this mess.
Yeah, we should throw all the dumb VAs into a pit and see who comes out
But here this person is trying to conflate all the VAs together. This next person says, it pains me as a fan of the game that doesn't want anyone to be recast due to the strikes, and as someone who wants the strike to win, it's incredibly frustrating to see the other fans just at best not care at all, and at worst actively berate the striking actors. Some more responses. People celebrating this has actually been so bad for my mental health. I hate Hoyo fans immensely. That takes us to another VA who says, hello, supporting, respecting, and believing, or at least tolerating voice actors who say they are striking for contracts with enforceable AI protections is pretty cool and neat and hot.
What?
What a weird thing to say.
And they have a
I still just want to have a viable career path in 5 years and not be replaced by synthetic versions of myself, the use of which I'm not paid for and have no say in. And right now is the best time to push for those rights, that's all.
At least she's kind of using correct pronouns.
Then how come the contract that you're trying to push onto Hoyoverse has a lot more included in it than simply AI protections? Almost like you guys are lying from what we've all seen.
I hate
this goes right back to what I talked about yesterday as well with that post from Little Karibo, where even he was trying to shift the narrative because he had said actors saying, quote, this strike is about AI protections, unquote, never meant that it was exclusively about that. Fans seem to have decided they were lied to regardless. And as I showed yesterday, yes, they have been saying that. In many cases, these VAs have been outright saying that it's just about AI protections. And in many other cases, they've been making the implication, very strong implication, that that's all it is about. Then when people started looking into this more and seeing that there was a lot more into it and calling them out for this, and they've been freaking out about it for the last month, Little Karibo suddenly makes this damage control post. You know, I do wonder if this specific clique of people all being together on Blue Sky
is because they've been spouting AI protections ever since the whole SAG-AFTRA strike started.
It's like they'll make a terrible point, and everyone else there will be like, yeah, that's right, slay. And it's like, bro, your points are so bad, and they've been getting worse every
I don't
week,
know who the fuck are
day,
telling
even,
these
like,
people to like
there's
do
no
that
self-awareness
shit,
at all.
Like,
As a matter of fact, they think it's like the opposite. They think they're like making better and better points, it seems. We're going to end with this post that I thought was just absolutely hilarious. Look at this one, guys. You ready for this? And us empathetic fans deserve a better game. Screw it. Get all the VAs to leave and make their own game that isn't a gacha. Mass mutiny. Let's go. Well, first of all, as we just talked about yesterday, there are plenty of VAs who will replace the ones that leave, so they'll accomplish like literally nothing at all. But it would be really funny to see this clique of VAs all quit together and try to make their own game. Yeah, that would be really funny to see. I think they should totally do that.
Oh, you don't want
Surely
that.
that's going to go really well, right?
That.
Go ahead, try it, please.
You don't want that.
Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you
I mean,
all
no
for
one's
tuning in,
gonna
and
buy
my
it, but you don't
apologies
want
if the coverage today was a little bit messed up in some ways.
Because they're probably gonna try and get like federal funding, and it's gonna from BlackRock.
But hey, I did my
like,
best, so
gross.
hopefully it was at least adequate.
There
if you enjoyed the coverage,
fucking,
please consider liking and/or
there goes the Federal
subscribing to the channel.
Reserve.
Let me know what you think about the VAs who are angry with the fandoms and all that stuff. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in the comments and in the next one.
Thank you. But yeah. These people are fucking retarded. I don't know why they keep fucking spouting their dumb shit every day. Just non-stop. Even when they get called out constantly.